Very nice. I know it's... Look. Come on now. Come on, we got a long show. Now, come on. Do you really care, or am I just another notch on your bedpost? Nice group.
Nice group.
I mean, if you really love me, you'd let me sleep overnight on your couch. This is a real Hollywood crowd tonight. Anytime you look in the audience and you see a nun wearing a habit that says members only. Oh, Tom. I didn't realize Doc was going to be off tonight.
Yes, he's off.
Yeah, well, I know that. That's why I brought that up. That's why you're there. How are you?
That's true.
Good to see you. The Miss USA pageant was on, as you know, last night.
Yeah.
And the only reason Tommy watched it because he loves Bob Barker. No, Tommy had a big night the night before last. He stared at the comet. Then he stared at the Ajax, then he stared at the Drano. Oh, come on now. Oh, come on. And Tommy's going, he told me he's going to go see a great motion picture tomorrow night. He said he's got to be great because he's been playing for 2 months in his neighborhood. And I said, what's the name of it? And he said, Closed for Reservations. Renovations. Make that renovation. Good night. Closed for reservations. Going right for the punchline and right into the dumper. Remember, this is Friday the 13th. It is unlucky not to laugh under an applause sign. Are you superstitious?
No.
Oh, come on now.
No.
If you're walking down a street and you come to a crack, will you avoid it if you can?
I never walk down the street.
All right. Okay. When you crawl down the street. I think it's particularly bad luck for a black cat to cross your path, especially if he has a mohawk hairdo and an earring. It's bad luck if you fall overboard at sea and somebody tosses you 6 yards of Jimmy Dean sausages. That is bad luck. I have no idea what that means, but I just put it in. Mr. de Cordova, don't walk away when they die.
Wait.
You see, Fred spins around when they don't go. Like he's not part of the show. Freddie de Cordova is very superstitious. The reason he hasn't directed a Hollywood motion picture since when? 1948? Is because he whistled in Bonzo's dressing room.
Let him go.
No, I'll go with you. Anyway, we have a good show tonight. You're in Burbank. A lot of famous people live in Burbank, including, I keep mentioning, but one of the biggies out here, Dr. Leopold Fechner, the famous inventor. That's right. Dr. Fechner, for example, invented radioactive cats. So you don't have to buy the reflecting collar. Did you watch the Miss USA contest last night? Oh, I watched that. Pretty girl.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have her on the show next week. It was Miss California, and she won the talent competition hands down. She waxed her legs while singing, "I Enjoy Being a Girl." You know, we have a woman astronaut now. Her name is Sally Ride. First woman astronaut, and she asked NASA today to delay her shuttle flight because she couldn't find a purse to go with the space shoes. Oh. 10 minutes ago, I thought this was an affair made in heaven. Little high-tech news today, although this has been in the Dick Tracy comic strip for years. The wrist radio. You realize the Seiko company, Japanese company, have come out with the world's smallest television set? And any calls for me, Fred? Fred was talking. Right, okay.
Anytime you're ready, Johnny.
Sure, okay.
The Seiko Company.
Well, what about it?
Little wrist.
No, they
radio?
came up with the first. No, not a radio. The first wrist
Television?
TV. Did you read about it? 1.5 inches in diameter. You can get FM, AM, and television shows on this watch. Going to retail for about, not a watch, it's a little TV set. Going to retail for $400. Now, what they don't tell you, you got a 20-foot antenna you have to wear on your head. Anyway, tonight we have, along with our mystery phone call, to some lucky viewer at home, wonderful actor here. This guy is tremendous. Donald Sutherland is here tonight. The rather bizarre Martin Mull is here. And?
No and.
What do you mean?
Well, they've lost the tape of the Mighty Carson.
Uh-oh, that was a phone call. That
You
was
mean
the phone
the
call.
ones we... So we're going to do the Mighty Carson Art Place, and we had to pre-tape a couple of them earlier today because we have to make a costume change.
Somebody stole them, I guess.
The tape has gone?
Well, it's not findable. That's the point.
You mean to tell me the things that we pre-taped for tonight's show are missing?
They're probably on some other show now. I don't know.
And the Mighty Carson Art Player. So we'll be right back after this. They've gone. Yeah, we'll be right back. What is it, Kevin? We got more furtive meetings here tonight than I've ever heard.
Right.
Calls,
On the phone.
calls from here. We lost.
He wouldn't leave. You know, he wouldn't leave you for 1 second to take a phone call. It had to be something important.
Well, that's what I figured. I didn't realize it. How can you lose
I don't know how that can happen.
tape?
Apparently, it's easy.
Wasn't on one of the machines? Let me talk to
Speak to our director. Probably get
We
a
have
good
it.
answer from our director.
Bobby, the tape we were going to play for the Mighty Carson Art Players?
Yes?
Never mind the Frank Nelson impression.
Yes.
What is it?
No, he'll have a definitive answer. Something technical.
Was it
happened. Probably
some kind of
technical, wasn't it?
mechanical or technical problem?
They lost it.
They. You wonder who they are?
I wonder who they.
Yeah. They
We
lost.
just found it.
They what? They just found it? All right.
Why don't we do it at midnight?
We'll do it 15 or 20 minutes from now.
No one will leave now.
Well. Okay. I have a note here. They lost Martin Mull. Okay, my first guess, the Mighty Carson Art Players will appear here tonight. We think, unless somebody loses it between now and midnight.
Yeah.
A distinct possibility the way things are going. This show is really run great, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Gives you confidence in America and the
We got to get going
the
here.
work ethic.
My first guest is a strange, amusing man. He's a composer, a painter, an actor, a comedian. He does a lot of things. And he's going to be headlining at the boardwalk. He'll be there at the weekend of Friday, June 24th. Would you welcome Martin Mull?
Wow. Wow, what a reception. I realize, I guess, having an actual college graduate out here has to be a rare treat, but I can't believe this. This is great. Thanks. It's a good thing nobody told you I also have my master's degree. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's enough. Thank you. Thank you. Actually, that was years ago. Since then, I've been watching a lot of television, and I think I'm back to normal. Not that college doesn't help. I think it does. It's just that, well, thanks to television, I've come to realize that you don't really need a lot of big words to communicate when a simple sound, sometimes like "ayo," can express exactly what's on your alleged mind. There you go. Sit down. Bless you. No, it communicates, and I guess communication is really what it's all about. And speaking of communication, I would like to thank you, all of you, for all of your letters. I really appreciate it a lot more, I think, than my flat refusal to answer them might indicate. Of course, I'd love to answer all of your letters, but it's 20 cents a stamp now, times sometimes 14, 15 letters a year, and it mounts up. I think you know what I'm driving at here. Also, I think writing letters, personally, for me, it makes me uncomfortable. I think in person is a lot nicer. So tonight, I thought since I had the chance here, I might dip into the old mailbag and answer some of your letters. Unfortunately, with looking for the tape and everything like that, we don't have a whole lot of time. I don't have time to read all your questions, but I'm sure you remember them. So I'll give you my answers as best I can, okay? Number one is from an ER in Framingham, Massachusetts, and quite simply, I was 14, she was 37. Yes, I did. No, she didn't. Yes, I tell people she did. Okay? Here's from a Miss T.C. in Oklahoma City. T, if I may. A lot of little babies have blonde hair and blue eyes, and I have never personally been behind the bleachers at a poultry auction. Also, I can't even hum the tune to Rocky Mountain High, so I think you have me mixed up with somebody else, okay? And there's a copy sent to my lawyer. Fine. All right. Here's to an LB of San Diego. Maybe even here tonight. I don't know. No? Okay. Well, very simply, L. I spell it R-E-L-I-E-F. I think what you have here looks like Orlades. But that's a darn nice try. I think you just got a little bit off there. Here's one all the way from Eastern Europe. I can't even pronounce this name. It's one of these, but I'll say a Mr. I-Z is the last initial. It's an interesting question. What I do, Mr. Z, I just take the old light bulb out with one hand and put in the new one with the other one. It works for me, and maybe, I hope that's a help. All right? Here's one on pink paper, of course, because it's from New York City. It's from a Mr. B.R. Mr. R, first of all, even the idea of hot waxing my dog is personally upsetting to me, but if, as you go on to say here, it could save my life, I'll consider that, okay? And it's written in lipstick. I kind of like that. Here's one from Chicago, SK from Chicago. Is this yours? Of course it isn't. It's too well printed. Now, this is a tough question, but I don't have the time to really give it the kind of thought it deserves. But right off the top, I'd have to say Richard Simmons, whatever the guy's name is on Dance Fever, and Joan Rivers, all right? Now, this is from an RG right here in our audience. And I can call you R, I think, since you're here. I don't dance or move around that much on stage. Actually, I just sit here, so actually a supporter is totally unnecessary, all right? And as far as the guys in the band go, you're going to have to ask them yourself. All right, I don't know, okay? Another one from an audience member, name withheld. Okay, where are you, Tommy? Okay, good, I hope they got him. Tommy, I think when you get it from someone in your own building, actually, it's called herpes duplex. You might want to check with your doctor or your super on that. Okay. A lot of you people just asked for autographed pictures. All right, get your cameras out. Here it is. And we have one more here from Mr. RN from San Clemente, California. Again, a really tough question, but if I have to answer it, I'd have to say, if there is any real secret to my success, I think it might be the fact that after a show such as this, I generally make it a policy to go out in the parking lot and find all those people who clap the loudest and give each one of them $3,000. That's the best I can answer. So, that's it. Nice group.
Nice group. Did a light go out when you were sitting out there? One of our lights also went out.
How did I look?
You look very nice.
Really? Did it give me
Nice
kind of
shadows,
a swarthy kind of quality?
Yeah, it kind of gives you that, medieval type of quality.
Boy.
Is NBC trying to tell us something? The tape
lost the
disappeared.
tape.
We lost a light.
Yeah, I heard those tapes are missing.
This is the way you know when you're on your way out.
I think what you ought to do is keep those tapes missing for weeks and weeks and weeks, get a lot of press behind it, and run it as a special.
Just the 2 tapes.
Absolutely.
We'll do this. We'll take a commercial. We'll be right back. While they find it. We are back. Friday the 13th.
It is Friday the 13th.
It is. Are you
isn't it?
superstitious?
No, not really. The entire day has gone really well for me.
It is strange, though. People think they're not, then they'll do some simple little thing
Yeah, I
like
do
that,
knock
or
wood occasionally. That's
break a
about
mirror
it.
and all that stuff.
We have a black cat who crosses my path constantly, so I can't get too into that.
You really have a black cat?
Yeah, nice little one, tailless.
How have you been? How's everything going? What are you doing? You're painting now.
I'm painting almost all the time. I've kind of...
Are you a good painter?
I like to think I'm
Yeah.
pretty good. I brought a picture to show you if you'd like to
I have
see.
not seen it.
Okay, I'm going to walk around behind you because I don't want to mess it up because the thing could be worth $4 or $5. You know what I mean? But this is, well, I don't know if I should show you. This is a nude in the bathtub.
Nude in the bathtub.
Can we do that?
It's late. Late at night.
It's late at night? All right,
Late at
fine. Okay. This is,
That's very charming.
Well, that's very nice.
Thank
it's
you.
Almost lifelike.
yeah, well, it's supposed to be lifelike. Actually, it's not painted from life. You don't mind if I do this back here, sort of like a sideshow
it's
barker?
fine.
Here are the models, actually.
It's a little Dalmatian in a bathtub.
It is
and
indeed.
you-
They're little
Well, you certainly
dollhouse
captured
furniture.
it.
Thank you.
You captured
It's well done,
Thank
yes.
you. And I think it was something really worth capturing, don't you, Al?
Yes, I do.
Nude in
Actually,
the
what I do is I go to little miniature stores and dollhouse furniture stores, etc. A lot of people look at me.
Yeah.
And I buy this stuff and then go home, photograph it, and then work from the paintings.
That's interesting.
From the photographs.
Have you had, as they say, a showing?
Had a couple, and I'm working on one in New York right now. So
Yeah.
if it comes on, I'll be here to promote the out of it, as they say.
Of course, sure. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, of course it is.
That's the reason for it's our raison d'etre, as they say.
So easy when you know the language.
Isn't it, though? Just stumbles out. Why? Don't touch me.
I know how you... Get him! Go on, get him!
I don't want to embarrass you now, but if I wish to purchase that picture, and I said, Martin, I'd like to buy that picture, what would be your fee? Not a fee. I mean, what's your price?
Well, a zip code of money, for starters.
A zip code of money.
It means a lot to me. No, these are going for between $3,000 and $5,000 a piece. So,
True.
yeah.
Oh.
Of course, that includes the $4 frame.
The frame also. That's very good.
And a room to put it in. It's a little trailer.
You're doing well with it, though.
Yeah, it's going pretty well.
Did you study? Oh, where'd you study?
I went to a place called the Rhode Island School of Design in Providence, Rhode Island. Rhode Island? I think everyone from Rhode Island is here.
Yeah.
It's a pretty small
I guess we
state.
talked about that before, but I didn't realize you were so accomplished.
Well, thank you
And I
very
mean
much.
that. That's very good.
It's fun. It keeps me off the streets. And,
Don't have that talent.
You could. I could teach you.
Really?
Yeah. There's a book. Have you seen it called Drawing on the Right Side of Your Brain? It's a very good book. It could make anybody draw instantly.
Because of your different
I wish I'd
functions
written
of
it.
the- of the brain.
Yeah. One side is very methodical, and the other is... and
That's my problem right
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
so we got to get that methodical side going for you, Johnny. And
Right. right after this break. If all goes well.
The missing tapes?
The missing tapes.
They're here.
We called our tape editor, Rosemary Woods, and we found out we do have those tapes, and we will show them to you right after the show, right after this commercial, right after.
Thank you, Tommy. The NBC Orchestra. Now, as you know, millions of dollars are spent each year on the writing, filming, and broadcasting of television commercials. Now, these commercials are repeated so frequently that sometimes they become irritating. So tonight, the mighty Carson art players would like to salute Madison Avenue and show you a few commercials the way we'd like to see them just once. Commercials for pet products often appeal to our desire to care for and protect our dogs and cats from danger. As you'll see in this commercial for a leading flea and tick collar.
Billy's dog is alive today because his Hards reflecting collar helped save his dog's life last night. Hards is the first flea and tick collar that reflects oncoming car headlights to help protect your pet at night. As you can see, Billy's dog is alive today because of his Hards reflecting collar. Too bad Billy wasn't wearing a Hards reflecting collar.
In recent years, the phone company has used a series of sentimental commercials to encourage us to call relatives and friends long distance. Let's watch a pair of old boyhood pals who haven't seen each other in years relive the good old days.
Back in high school, Jim and I were inseparable. I loved that guy, even though after the big game he wrecked my car. And at the senior prom he stole my girl. Jim and I still keep in touch, but now we have to do it by long distance on weekends when the rates are lower. Because we're miles apart, and now I'm the governor of the state, and Jim's on death row. Now, Jim, we had some great times, and I don't hold any grudges, but if you think I forgot the time you wrecked my car and stole Sylvia, you got another thing coming. I'm denying your stay of execution. Adios, Jimbo.
Get together with an old friend this weekend.
Reach out and touch someone.
Some of television's biggest advertisers have been companies offering sensational record offers. We've seen commercials for the big bands, country and western, rock and roll, and even classical music.
Recognize that melody? Neither do I. I hate that crap. But I found a great new album to let you listen to these world-renowned composers in a way they've never been heard before. Of course, I'm talking about gross moments from the great masters. For example, you'll hear Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart lower himself into a tub of ice water. Listen to this sound. You got it. That's Beethoven getting up nude off a vinyl couch. I hate that crap. And listen to this one. That's Tchaikovsky barfing after digging into a bad potato dumpling in an all-you-can-eat smorgasbord. These are all yours for $12.98, 8-track tapes for just $14.98. This TV officer's not available in any stores. Order now. Here's the address. Gross moments in a great